Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video and some more F1 2021 game news here today. Now I just received an email regarding some details with the new Breaking Point story mode career mode. So we're going to go ahead, break it down, see what they've got to say, and hopefully we get some juicy gossip regarding, whatever the content of the email are. I believe there's not going to be a trailer or nothing today. It's literally just an exclusive and just some screenshots as well featuring the new kind of story mode and what they're going to show off in there. So we're going to see all the content and hopefully get some exciting information, but I believe it has to do with the characters and kind of getting to know them a bit better. So we're going to see that with some screenshots as well. If you guys are going to enjoy the video, leave a like. Let's try and smash over 1,500 likes on this one. Subscribe for more because F1 2021 is just about 2 weeks away. So do get subscribed to not miss out on the fresh content when that drops. And yeah, let's jump into it. Okay, so I have a special PDF sent from me from Codemasters, and we're going to read it, break it down, and it's going to give us an in-depth preview of all of the characters. So let's run through it. So we have character number 1, Aiden Jackson. Aiden is a potential star in the making, a young, promising driver embarking on his first F1 season who idolizes his teammate Casper Ackerman. Jackson is viewed as a success story, having worked his way up from Formula 2. Easy to like, Aiden can put up a good front for the cameras, however behind the scenes he's struggling with a transition to the big leagues. Expected to be courted by one of the bigger teams, he has hit the ground running and is already making waves. Now this person, of course, I believe is going to be the main character of the story mode, and it evolves around him, aka if we're playing me or you watching this video right now. So that's character number 1. We're now going to move into number 2. Casper Cass Ackerman, known for his ice-cold and no-nonsense approach, Casper is a steady hand determined to lift his team away from the midfield battle. His calm temperament and dogged determination have served him well throughout his illustrious career. However, with a crop of young talent breaking through, he's feeling the pressure of trying to remain at the top of his game despite being in the twilight of his career. Now we move to character number 3, and it's the man himself, the returning Devon Butler. The Breaking Point antagonist himself, Devon is much more than a cocky, loudmouth upstart trying to make a name for himself. Highly respected on the track, Devon's questionable off-track behaviour leaves a lot to be desired. Always ready with a wisecrack comment or barbed piece of advice, Butler uses his encounters to get under the skin of any driver he deems as a threat. Love or loathe him, Devon Butler intends to become a living legend in the world of Formula 1. So very nice presentation there, making it very clear that Devon, of course, is going to be no different to 2 years ago and is going to be a very, very nasty piece of work. Now here we have another character, Brian Doyle. Brian is the direct liaison to the team principal, and it falls on him to keep things running smoothly. Doyle spends a lot of his time as the go-between, passing on messages, race strategies, or ironing out any grievances within the team. He has established himself within the sport and runs a well-oiled machine. A larger-than-life character who lives and breathes Formula 1, Doyle is up when it's going well, but crashes to earth when things don't go according to plan. So interesting little bit of information there at the end. If I had to guess, that could maybe tie into the new focus stat on the driver cards this year. Maybe when things are going well, morale is up. When things are going bad, things drop a little bit. But I think we know, I'll put the picture on screen of who this is going to be. I've got a good idea, and it seems like this person is kind of like your PR manager-ish. He kind of runs things and is kind of bridging that gap between yourself and the higher ups within the team. So yeah, we're now going to move into the final character, and that is Zoe Ackerman. Casper's wife and the bedrock of his world, Zoe has been on the scene for several years and knows the sacrifices needed for her husband to remain competitive. Zoe is always ready with a sympathetic ear and kind word, no matter where her husband is in the world. Mother to a young daughter, Lily, Zoe is the only person who knows the demons Casper faces competing against the next generation of drivers bursting onto the scene. So very interesting. We've now got the main characters laid out. So there's the Ackerman family in a way. So you've got, of course, the husband, the driver, which is Casper. He's going to be the kind of more experienced driver, and I believe your teammate, I think, in this story mode. And then, of course, Zoe, his wife. Brian Doyle is going to be the team manager, and then Devon Butler is going to be pretty much trying to rub people the wrong way in this entire process. So that's more or less the kind of groundwork put in there. Let's wrap things up here, though. I really like this, by the way, because it's literally like a poster from a movie theatre. But yeah, this is Aiden Jackson, of course, ourselves. This is Casper Ackerman. Then we've got Zoe Ackerman, Devon Butler, and then Brian Doyle. So those are going to be the 5 characters amongst all of this, and I'm very, very excited to see where this goes. I love the poster, and we've also got some screenshots, so let's run through them. So we have image number 1, and this of course is Aiden Jackson, aka ourselves, and Brian Doyle, looking like having a little chat, little meeting. The setting looks like a restaurant maybe, or the paddock area somewhere. Maybe you can sit down, get a bit of food, or have a bit of a conversation. And we've seen this before in previous trailers and screenshots. We've now got the official Breaking Point logo as well. But I love how cool, you know, the CGI / story mode animations look this year. It's absolutely insane. Let's move to the next one. Now, as you can see, image number 2 is us again, so Aiden Jackson, and teammates with Casper Ackerman. You can see, to be fair, from this angle, Casper actually looks like DC from here, at least, you know, to my eyes. But I'm guessing a bit of a cutscene here where they're having a bit of a heart-to-heart, a bit of an honest conversation. Maybe Casper, you know, looking at the look in his eyes, how he's kind of looking into the distance. Maybe he's talking about how his days might be coming to an end, or, you know, he's been around for a long time. But you can see there, Aiden Jackson quite taken back almost by what he seems to be saying to him. So maybe a bit of a deep conversation here as they chat away in the pit lane. Image number 3, and it brings now 3 characters into the equation. So it's of course again ourselves, Aiden Jackson, Casper Ackerman on the left, and this time Brian Doyle's here. So he's obviously having a bit of a chat. Seems like something may have happened, so he's just trying to smooth things out between things. You can see just by the expression, it seems like maybe there's been a bit of an issue, whether it's inter-team or maybe Devon Butler's got involved somehow, who knows. But as you can see, both drivers here, just like in the previous picture, part of the Alfa Romeo team, and we get our first glimpse of the PR motorhome kind of paddock environment. The next image is another scene. This looks like just an event or something out in the open world, and Brian Doyle making an announcement. It looks like there's just a hint of red on that microphone, which means it could be an F1 logo on there. So automatically that kind of makes me lean towards it's an F1 event rather than something private or personal. Like, you know, obviously it is a story mode, so you don't know what could be in there, but it could be a more private, off-world, out of F1 thing. But because there's a little bit of red on the microphone, maybe it's an F1 thing. Maybe they're presenting the drivers, having a special event, presenting the car, who knows. Either way, another look there at Brian Doyle, and the background, the setting, looking insane. Again, just another quick image here. This is going to be Brian Doyle seemingly having a bit of a chat with Casper Ackerman again. And man, these images look so nice and crisp. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, really, really cool. Nothing much to pick up here. Just you can just admire the work that's gone into these, you know, in terms of detailing. So yeah, big fan of these images. And here is an incredible one. This one really gives some detail and kind of brings Casper to life a little bit, in my opinion. You can see the blue in his eyes and just how crisp everything is. But that look, man, he's ticked off. You know, someone has got under his skin, whether that's Aiden Jackson, who's right here on the right of the screen, or whether maybe something else has annoyed him, you know, maybe Devon Butler again, and maybe have got under his skin, who knows. But he is triggered, very, very triggered. But I love this image, great detailing again, and the detail on the eyes, I'm really loving it. You can really tell, you know, the CGI combined with next gen consoles is bringing a big lift visually to this game. We're not going to keep going around the houses. Another image here of Casper, this time showing a bit of concern, but this is Devon Butler. This is Devon. This is not Aiden Jackson. I can see a bit of like a beard here, and Devon has a slight kind of facial hair this year. So yeah, this is Devon Butler, and almost like he's making Casper second guess himself or a look of concern. So that's very interesting. So you can see that the comparison between the previous picture and this one, the look in the face of Casper has completely changed, and this almost looks like the reverse angle of it. So yeah, there is Devon. He's got that kind of smirky look on his face, and I think obviously trying to annoy Casper Ackerman and trying to rub him the wrong way. So really curious to see how this works out, because we kind of saw this in the trailer as well from before. So yeah, I'm really liking everything, man. This looks so cool. Another really nice shot here, by the way, and this is, by the looks of it, the podium the pre-podium room that we traditionally used to have in F1, where the drivers would take off their cap, have a drink of water, maybe look at the results on the screen, and it looks like we've got Ocon, Lando, and Devon Butler here. So very nice image, really nicely, just it looks insane lit up. Again, the eyes, man, the detail is something else. But what's Devon looking at? Who knows? Very interesting. He's not talking to Esteban or Lando, and as we saw in the document before, he's someone who likes to, you know, off track, not be the nicest of people. So you never know, maybe he's not talking to them or they're falling out, who knows. Here we have the first look at Zoe Ackerman, so the wife of Casper, and this looks like that image, maybe you could say, where she's giving him the heart-to-heart and probably saying, listen Casper, it's time to hang up the helmet, it's time to retire, call it a day, you know, we're not going to do this anymore. Almost like a look of concern. It's a bit blurry, but you can kind of see the concern on Casper's face there. So yeah, if I had to guess, that's what it looks like. It's almost like that sit down of, okay, it's time, you know, I think we need to have this conversation now, and that's what it looks like to me on this picture at least. Now, one last thing, I've got some extra images, and they're just some pit lane, pit stop, you know, still images, but it goes into one last thing I want to mention from the document, and it says, Breaking Point allows players to choose from one of 5 teams for a shot at stardom in the highly charged world of Formula 1. And in these pictures, we have the AlphaTauri, we have the Aston Martin, Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Williams. So those are the 5 teams you get to choose from. We then get some more images of some kind of cars in movement, but pretty much that is your lot for the video, guys. So yeah, very keen to see how this all shakes out, what happens. You know, I'm seemingly very intrigued. I really want to see how it all ties together. It's a 3-season story, so it's quite a lot, and I'm hoping they've put in a good amount of effort into the cutscenes and stuff, but you never know. Hopefully we get a surprise, because I'm personally more keen and focused on my team. But there we go then, guys. That is it for the video here today. Looking at the screenshots and kind of breaking down the story mode a little bit. Hopefully it helps give you a bit of an idea as to what Breaking Point is all about, and it helps whet your appetite a little bit. But that is it from me here today, and I'll be back very soon with some more F1 2021 content, guys, because the game is literally just about 2 weeks away. So like the video, like I said, 2,000 likes, subscribe for more daily F1 content on my channel, guys. I really can't stress that enough. And finally, a big shout out to the members of the channel for supporting my content. I really greatly appreciate it. And finally, check out the 2 videos on screen if you have missed them, of course. It's some more F1 2021 content, so give it a watch and let me know what you think. But anyway, guys, take care and goodbye.